Question isn't, how do I get out of this? The question is, what am I stepping into? That's the difference between surviving and building. You don't have to keep rest full. The pressure is off. The market shifts. What does your life look like? They don't have an answer. And that's all I needed. That's not a strategy problem. That right there is a vision problem, a direction problem. You've been so focused on getting out of something that you forgot to decide what you're getting into. I'll tell you about a conversation that I had. It's full. The pressure is off. The market shifts. What does your life look like? They don't have an answer. And that's all I needed. That's not a strategy problem. That right there is a vision problem, a direction problem. You've been so focused on getting out of something that you forgot to decide what you're getting into. I'll tell you about a conversation that I had with a client not too long ago. This client that I've been working with for several months, this person is a grinder. When I say go get busy, they went and got busy. No excuses, just all execution. And two things started to turn. Their pipeline got moving, the calls were coming in, the closings were happening. And when we got on a call with them one day, they just sounded flat. Not frustrated, not panicked, just flat. And I said, what's going on? They said, I don't know. I'm doing the work. Things are better, but it still doesn't feel right. And I asked them one question. I said, when you imagined getting out of where you were 6 months ago, what did you picture you were getting into? What was on the other side? There was a long pause. And they said, honestly, I just pictured the pressure being gone. And that right there told me all kinds of things. They'd achieved phase one. They hadn't even started phase two. Does it sound like you? Here's what I want to teach you today. I call it the 3 phases of freedom. And I want you to hear this because wherever you are right now in this market, in your life, in your business, one of these 3 phases is exactly where you are. And knowing which one changes everything. So phase one is freedom from. This is where most agents are right now. This is the, I just want the pressure off phase. I just want the pipeline to move. I just want the anxiety to lift. I just want to not feel like I'm behind. That's where change starts. That's actually the healthy response to misalignment. Last week I said, pressure is information. But here's the problem. Freedom from is not a destination. It's just a door. If you never walk through it and into something, you just stand in the door. And I see agents do this all the time. They fight their way out of a hard stretch. They get some momentum going. And then, because they never defined what they were building, they drift. And slowly, quietly, the pressure comes back. Because they're not building toward anything. This is where the game changes. Freedom 2 means you've stopped defining your life by what you're running from, and you started defining it by what you're running toward. Not the absence of stress, the presence of something that you're moving toward. What does your ideal week look like? Not your ideal escape, but your ideal life. That's freedom 2. And the people I coach who actually break through, who get to a genuinely different level, they're operating in phase 2. They're not motivated by fear. They're motivated by vision. That's the shift. And then they move into phase 3, which is freedom. And this is living it consistently. Quick note, I'm Mike Secord with Coach's Corner with Mike. 28 years in real estate. I have built businesses and teams. I've recruited through attraction hundreds of agents. And I've coached hundreds of agents and leaders across the country. What I do is a little different. I don't coach strategy, I coach alignment. Because most agents don't have a production problem, they have an alignment problem. And no amount of systems or scripts is going to fix that. That's what we talk about right here. Fully aligned with who you are, what you do, and why you do it. It's not perfect, but it's clear and it's moving. But most people never get there because they spend years in phase 1, running from pressure, getting out of one hard stretch, and slowly drifting into the next. And they never stop to ask, what am I actually building here? Clarity before production every single time. You've got to know what you're building before you build it. So here's your challenge for this week. And I'm serious. Don't let this one slide. I want you to write down one sentence, not a paragraph, not a full vision board, where freedom from this thing, the thing that you're escaping. What is it you're escaping? I'm building a life for that. That one sentence is about freedom to. Freedom to what's on the other side. Don't give me that generic answer, because when you know that, when you can say it out loud without flinching, everything you do starts pointing towards it. And when pressure shows up, and it will, you won't be asking any longer, how do I get through this? You'll be asking, is this part of what I'm building? I built something specifically for you. It's called the Alignment Scorecard. It's free. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. It's 15 questions. And at the end, you'll get a personalized breakdown of what's actually holding you back. Not generic, but something specific to you. Comment alignment below. I want to leave you with something real. I know what my freedom from looked like before I even started Coach's Corner. Before I understood any of this, I was in phase 1, just trying to get through, surviving the pressure. And when the pressure finally lifted, I was lost because I never answered the real question. The question isn't, how do I get out of this? The question is, what am I stepping into? That's the difference between surviving and building. You don't have to keep running from the one thing that's holding you back. If this landed, if you found yourself somewhere in those 3 phases, hit subscribe right now. I come back here every week with a new teaching exactly like this one. And if you want to know which phase you're actually in, take the free alignment scorecard. It's 15 questions, takes about 3 minutes. The link is right below this video. I'll see you next week.